All right, we're here with Jay Hill from Network Providers. Tell us a little bit about your business.
Well, I started my company about 23 years ago. And like a lot of people, you kind of get thrown into it. I remember back when I started, it was because a company was being bought out by somebody, and anyway, I ended up getting let go. And so out of necessity, I started my own business, and then it's slowly grown to today we have 28 employees. But we, over the years, it's been, really, I've worked really hard at trying to grow the business, and, really wanted to expand and grow, but I didn't know how to do it. And so that's when I kind of got into the TMT and learned a lot about it. But my company has grown over the years, both in number and, we only had a few employees for most of the time. It wasn't until this last few years that we've really taken off. But I've enjoyed it. I enjoy the technology. I've done most of the tech work myself for a long time. And so it was nice to try to build my company instead of keep working in it.
So tell us a little bit about the results you got last year. What kind of success did you have? What did that look like from a numbers standpoint?
So I joined in 2022, the Producers Club. I remember starting, it was February, went to the rep implementation in February, and then COVID hit right after that. But that year I think we did about $2 million. We had about 15 employees. And then in 2021, we grew to about 18 employees, up to about $2.4 million in revenue. But we were still break fix. So I started moving clients. It was just a struggle every month trying to figure out where we were at. And then we were able to take our MRR. Really what I did is I transformed it from a break fix to MSP, listening to Robin and all the seminars and the webinars, they're talking about how to do that. But we ended up, we had about 55,000 in MRR in 2020.
Yeah.
And then in 2021, we took it to 155,000 in MRR, so in 2021, we had 98,000 in MRR growth. But what we really saw this last year, I didn't think I could top that. And then in 2022, we did 118,000 in new MRR that we brought in.
Wow.
We did about 3.2 million in revenue, and we added 10 new employees this last year.
Wow.
What was crazy is we were doing all that without any help desk, and so this last year we decided to I needed a help desk because I couldn't scale, I couldn't grow. We were just kind of stumbling around trying to figure out what we were doing. And as I met with the group, I saw what they were doing, what Robin was recommending, all the webinars. So I started a help desk this last year, and that's where we saw a lot of growth. So I think our profits weren't as good as the years before because we had a lot of level 3 techs doing all the work.
Yeah.
So it really helped. So I think the biggest thing I've learned with the numbers is that in order to get my numbers up, I needed to be more focused on organizing the company and running it the correct way.
Right.
And so that structure has been really helpful. I reached out to Will Nobles and asked for his organizational chart and some of the other guys, and they've really helped me, kind of figure that structure out.
Yeah.
Which I just had no idea. So just stumbling through it.
That's a perfect lead into the next question, which is a lot of people struggle with the implementation, right? And there's a lot that goes into that, and also finding the time to do the marketing, but also to run all the different aspects of the business. What were some things that you did that helped you to implement and to find the time or make the time to get all those things done?
Well, I think when I first started, I was doing everything myself. I didn't have a marketing manager. I didn't have an operations. I didn't have any of those things. I was doing it all myself.
Yeah.
And it was killing me and my family,
Yeah.
Been married 33 years today, actually. And, my
Congratulations, man.
Thanks.
I love it.
But we, my wife was, she was used to, birthdays and holidays and stuff, I'd be working, client
Sure.
call, drop everything, run to it. And so I thought, I can't do that. And so what I wanted something to do is something that would help me grow the business so that I could spend more time with my family.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of the thing that I really wanted to focus on. And when I got that dollar in the mail,
Yeah.
the red envelope, and I was like, what in the world is this? And it put me on that journey to where I thought maybe this can help me. But I was able to to step back, look, how can I build my business and not kill myself in it?
Yeah.
So I promoted someone to the marketing manager and operations manager, and started delegating some of those things away. And I was spending probably half of my time doing the tech work, so tried to not do that as much. But I got when I first started, they said, okay, you got to do the 90 days. Mm-hmm. So I did all the campaigns. I did exactly what she was saying, the TBRs, QBRs, and I tried to stick to doing everything like what Robin was saying. And then when I got into my accountability group, we pushed each other, and it's just been a slow process, but I've learned how to do it. And then once I did it myself, then I was able to hire a marketing manager and say, okay, I want you to do this now.
Yeah.
Operations manager, I want you to take this off me.
Yeah.
But I had to do it myself first.
Yeah.
And I did all the campaigns that we went through the rapid implementation. I wasn't real great at it, but the point was I kept trying, kept doing it.
Right.
And I just stuck to it. And that's the biggest thing. And I saw such success from it.
Yeah.
The campaigns that we ran, sometimes we'd see success, sometimes we wouldn't. But we just made time to make everything work. Because, like I was telling Peter out in the hall that, Robin always says you can't steer a parked car.
Yeah.
And so I just figured, well, what the heck? So I just
started driving.
And when I took my very first client from break fix to MSP, I listened to her, Robin and I think it was Charles, the one that's in Nashville there.
Yeah, Charles Henson.
Yeah, and talked about how to price your MSP. And they had this sheet. Well, I said, oh, what the heck? So I just took that sheet, went to my biggest client, and said, look, let's move this over. Because I spend like 4 or 5 hours arguing with them every month over the bill.
Yeah.
And it was like, this is ridiculous. So it was my first client I took to MSP, and just a per endpoint pricing, and it was great. They're one of my biggest clients. It wasn't until afterwards that they were joking. They said, no, go to the lowest 20%, not your. So I went to my
absolute best one.
I went to my best client, and they wanted to do it. We did it, and then I've just been rolling through it with all my clients. I've still got a bunch of clients still that are break fix, but they're just kind of working with them.
Yeah.
But going to a MSP, I didn't even know what an MSP was.
Sure.
Yes, I did, but not with what I was doing.
Right.
It just made more sense to run the business. And they gave us a book, The E-Myth, when we started. That said, talked about how if you're working, you got to work on your business, not in your business.
Instead of in your business, yeah.
And if anyway, those are the things that I learned and I tried to implement. It's just what I've learned is how to run the business.
Yeah.
The marketing, it just happens when you're just following everything and just doing it.
It's a piece of running the business. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, and I had no idea. I was trying to, seriously, when I was in rapid implementation, I remember thinking to myself, how's the business doing, right? I knew by looking at my bank account if I had okay, I've got money in there. Okay, I can make my bill, pay my bills.
Right.
Now we can actually look. We see we're profitable.
Yeah.
Our profits have tripled. We're doing way better than we have ever. This is the best year I've ever had.
Yeah. That's
and I don't know. I'm like scared. How can I top this or even? I'm just happy if I could keep the status quo.
Yeah.
Because if I do that this year, if I don't change anything, keep my clients happy, we'll go over 4 million.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's just unreal to me.
Yeah. When I was looking at the the sheet there, it said you had a lot of success with the Project Hopper campaign. Can you tell them a little bit about that?
Yeah, my marketing manager got into that, and she's really just really taken off with that, and just kind of running with that for me. So she knows a lot about what she's doing there for me, and it keeps track of everything.
Yeah.
I don't know about it as much as I should because I've kind of delegated
No,
that
but
to
that's
her.
part of that's a success
Yeah.
in and of itself, right? I have people who are handling those things and having success.
Yeah, and I would say that this last year where we saw some successes, we did a movie event.
Mm-hmm.
So we took like the dark web scan campaign and molded it to our movie event.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually did a golden cone last year on it, which I can't believe I even got up in front of everybody and did it. It scared the crap out of me, but I said, I'm going to try it.
And then once you did that, we just keep putting you in front of people.
And so, and so this really taken me out of my comfort zone. I'm not, I'm a quiet person. I don't, if you get me talking, I'll talk, or if you have direct questions, but I'm not really good at standing up and talking to people. But what I want to do is share with what I've learned. Like we've learned how to do these movie events, but we adapted it with the campaign.
Yeah.
I love movies. I mean, I absolutely love movies. So I said, hey, let's do a campaign. We invited it, filled the theater up, and we've had a great success with it. The one movie we did this last year with Black Adam, we actually had a client that had been a referral that they kind of went a different direction. Anyway, got them back involved, and it's about a $20,000 a month MRR client that we got from that. We did the LinkedIn campaign. We got a client that, again, a lot of it referrals, but it kind of wrapped in together. But with the LinkedIn, a guy that knew me reached back out to me, and he didn't know where I was at. Anyway, that's turned into a $28,000 a month MRR client, and so those are some of the campaigns we've ran this last year. So we've, referrals and just, all the things that Robin hammers into us,
Yeah.
I know sometimes my marketing manager's like, talks about, oh, hey, we could do this a little different, and we could do this a little different. I said, no, don't reinvent the wheel.
Right.
Because I'm like, give me a roadmap, I'll follow it.
Yeah.
I'm not real creative sometimes, but she's been following it and she's doing awesome.
Yeah.
And I said, look, let's just, it works, So it's been a great community. I've learned a lot from the other people in my group, my accountability. We hold each other accountable. I know last year, Scott, the one that was Better Your Best last year.
Yeah.
I can't say his last name either.
Hadjizadigan.
But
I've practiced it many, many times.
But he's in my group, and we all push each other, and that right there is invaluable. I try not to miss our meetings every week.
Yeah.
And it's just been a roller coaster, a lot of fun, learned a lot. I just can't wait for what's next.
Yeah. So last question, if you had some advice for somebody who'd like to have that breakthrough like you've had, or they're just getting started and they're trying to do it right, what's some advice you would share with them?
I think what I would advise from me anyway is to get into the program and just do what Robin's teaching you. I started in that rapid implementation class. I bought the toolkit, but I'm like, there's no way. I still haven't opened that big box you gave me. I've got it right there, and my wife keeps trying to throw it away every time she cleans my office, but I keep it in a big giant bucket.
Yeah.
I keep all the stuff that she keeps sending me, and I like to keep all that stuff. But seriously, I opened it one time to look at it and then closed it. I think it's got DVDs in it. I don't even think we. Yeah. But the thing is, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to be able to do this. So I went to rapid implementation, and I learned like I did we did that one-shot email campaign. We did the TBRs, and I had immediately I had results from the TBRs.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, how do I do this stuff? Map infusion, keep. It's just immense things that I've learned. But that's the biggest thing is just start and just follow the roadmap.
Yeah.
Because it's not, you know, I can say I can relate to most people because I was there, right? I was, you know, trying to do everything myself. So it's just step by step. You know, like I say, can't steer a parked car.
Yeah.
You know, so you may hit everything on the freeway going down there, but you're going in the right direction.
Yeah.
You're going to learn things. You're going to get bumps and bruises, but you know, I think that's what I've learned is just slow and steady.
Yeah.
And then that's where you're going to see success. I think everybody, you know, if anything, you're scared to take that first step or scared to get out of your comfort zone. You know, like trying to do the golden cone. You know, I didn't win, but I got out of my comfort zone for sure. You know, and it was just coming to these events, participating. You know, if you don't participate, you don't get involved, you're not going to succeed.
Yeah.
You know, you got to get in that group that, you know, you got to get involved.
I love it.
That's where I saw success is just, I'm just an average guy that's, you know, seen success by just following the roadmap.
All right.
So
I love it. Thanks a lot, Jay.
thank you.
All right.